Virginia High Bearcat basketball will be on the air in 5 minutes. Minutes. Two minutes until airtime. Sixty seconds. Thirty seconds till Bearcat basketball. Fifteen seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for Bearcat basketball from the radio home of Virginia High Athletics. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Show on Bearcat Radio. Good afternoon and welcome to the Bearcat Den here at Virginia High School, getting set for Game 2 of our varsity doubleheader here on Bearcat Radio. Tonight, the Wayne Rasnick era begins. Again. If it sounds familiar, it is. He has come out of retirement after a 4-year break, and he leads the VHS Bearcats against the dynamic Falcons from Abingdon. This is Dylan Hutton along with Mark Carr, Brady Malone joining us as well as statistician. Mark, home opener for the Cats here at home. We'll see if we can steal one from Abingdon after a tough loss there in the first game.
Hey, don't call it a steal whenever you're expected to come out here and do what you need to do and get a win tonight.
See what they can do. Abingdon out there warming up. We're about 3 minutes away from opening tip as, again, Bearcat basketball back out on to the air, and again, a good afternoon for basketball on Bearcat Radio. First game back for Coach Rasnick, and he's got a young group, Mark. What do you expect tonight in this opening game?
You know, Coach Rasnick mentioned earlier in the week that this group is very well knit, very close together. So I expect a very fluid game of basketball. I expect a team that wants to come out here and get a win, and a lot of enthusiasm. We've got the height advantage. It's just how fast are they as opposed to us, I believe this is going to be the difference tonight. We've seen a pretty good amount of youth mixed with some experience on this basketball team. Look at me, I'm reverting back. Alex Inman, very strong point guard. He's a senior. A couple other seniors. Johnny Wynn out of Mobile, Alabama. We'll see him for the first time tonight. Bobby Medley, the other senior. There are 3 on this team that has 12 players. So Bobby Medley, of course, football, we're used to him being the playmaker. We'll see if he can do it down on the block tonight as he's the center. Yeah, with his brother Robbie as a freshman at Emory and Henry averaging 20 points and 12 rebounds, there is definitely a lot of expectations for him, that's for sure. Yeah, his brother was definitely a good basketball player just a year ago, and we'll see what Bobby can add to the fold. He had a good year last year as well. So we'll see what the Cats can do. And the home opener, they thought they were going to get to play Grayson County a couple days ago. That game ended up getting canceled for some reason or another, and opening up against the Abingdon, a rival just from a few miles down the road. So definitely a team that you can really sort of measure yourself against. What kind of game do you foresee tonight? We saw a little bit of a rough game there from both girls' teams. What do you expect from the boys? I think it's going to be a little bit of the same. I mean, it's the first game of the year. You got to work out those kinks one way or another. But I expect a very, very fast game from both those teams. They seem very in tune, very focused, and very ready to just take off and get the season underway. And again, tonight's game brought to you by State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol, and also BSN Sports in Bristol. So those two, we thank them for being our sponsors. Be sure to follow Bearcat Radio on Twitter at VHS Bearcat Radio, or like us on Facebook by searching for Bearcat Radio. It's time for the national anthem. We'll take off the headsets here and let you listen to the anthem from the Bearcat Den.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was
National anthem completed there, and it's time for the starting lineups getting ready to be announced for tonight's ball game. We'll see what the Cats line up with to start the afternoon. Again, the team that expecting to do a little better than last year. 8 wins just a year ago, 8-15, lost in the conference final to Graham after an upset win over Richlands last year. So a team that made some noise last year with Coach Timmons at the helm. Coach Timmons coached both teams, but now Coach Rasnick back, and he is ready to start his second stint with the Bearcats. Starting lineups being announced right now. Lance Willis, one of the starters, along with Bryson Van Dyke, or actually Jake O'Quinn, one of those as well. We'll get to those starters in just a second. Now it's time for the Cats. We'll see what they can do here as their starting lineups. And this is the kind of game, Mark, we talk about changing up defenses. We'll see that a lot tonight from Coach Rasnick.
Oh, yeah. He said that he's able to do any sort of defense. He said he's not going to have any running the schemes because he expects every scheme to be used tonight. So that's exactly what you want.
Said it's a team that's starting to fall into its own defensively. He said the offense will come along. So we'll see what they can do as they're announcing the starting lineups.
Hey, you know, they always say defense leads to good offense, so we'll see how that works tonight.
Alex Inman will start at the point. Tyler Strong, the sophomore, at the 2. Then Gavin Austin as the forward. And John Clifton will be the 4th starter, and Bobby Medley will be the post for the Cats to open up the action tonight from the Bearcat Den. First game of the year for the Cats, something you've worked on all off-season. They've had early morning workouts, but in just a second we're going to have the opening tip.
Oh, man, it feels like it's taken forever to get here, Dylan, from football season to now. But let's tip it off. Let's get going.
Yep,
that's right.
Football season didn't end too long ago.
It feels like it's been 5 years.
It does. It seems like it's been a while. It's getting ready to go here. Abingdon coming out with all blue jerseys, white trim, white numbers. Cats in the all white with the orange numbers, black trim. Gavin Austin getting stretched out right here in front of us as we're about set for the opening tip. 8 minutes on the clock. And we are ready to go as they'll run the ball in to half court. Medley will be in to jump, and Abingdon will control it as Basham knocks it back to Van Dyke to control it for Abingdon. Corner, turnover to start the game as Virginia High gets it, tries to bounce it off of an Abingdon player, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Abingdon.
Yeah, you can do anything there. Really just your momentum carrying you out of bounds.
Van Dyke on the floor along with Lance Willis. Basham out there as well with Trent Cox. That's the starting 5 for Abingdon. In the corner, they're pressing him down on the baseline. He'll throw it out near the back court, and a foul reaching there on Inman, the point guard. An early foul here with 7 minutes, 41 seconds to go.
Yeah, and if you watched any bit of the first game, you know they're going to call that all night long.
So Inman charged with the foul, the first foul of the game here to start the boys basketball season. Abingdon controlling. Virginia High has not had the ball on offense to this point. Pressing in the corner, Basham gets it out. Abingdon going to run in here. That is Willis. Corner now back. Deflection, steal. Gavin Austin with the ball up past midcourt. They're going to try to push. Austin pulls up free throw line off the back. No good. Fast break, other side, Abingdon. This time Willis goes in, layup, charge taken, and good play there by Gavin Austin. The wherewithal to stay outside of that zone, and a charge called on Abingdon. Still scores, 7-12.
Yeah, and just a great job by Gavin Austin. You missed the shot on one end, hustle back to the other to get set outside that line and get the charge call.
Charge goes on Lance Willis, his first foul of the night. Still scoreless, 7 minutes to go. Inman lost the dribble and still keeping as it rolled all the way down the floor. Basham gets the steal, fast break, other side. Van Dyke in the open court. Tries to get it, good defense, but they get the foul right at the end as Inman, or actually it looks like Boyles